Hello everyone. I wanted to talk about neoevolution. What is neoevolution? Neoevolution is a social theory that explains the evolution of societies. It was drawn from Charles Darwin's theory of evolution. Neoevolution was first introduced in the 1930s by Julian Stewart, Leslie A. White, and V. Gordon Childs. I wanted to provide an example of a technology that has altered or may have altered human evolution. It's called the bionic suit. It's like an exoskeleton that you wear. It enables individuals with any amount of lower extremity weakness to stand up and walk over ground with a natural full weight bearing reciprocal gait. Walking is achieved by users' weight shifts to activate sensors in the device which initiates steps. Battery-powered motors drive the legs and replacing deficient neuromuscular function. So it provides people to help with everyday tasks. People who are paralyzed who can now start walking if they wanted to. It helps patients relearn some proper steps and weight shifts using a functional-based platform instead of trying to get them up on bars and trying to hold them up. They have now a bionic suit. Military has also used this to help them in war, to help them be a little bit more stronger. This technology has some benefits for mainly the medical field and the military. It's a full functional suit to help soldiers load weapons on planes, move other equipment, and even punch through doors or barriers. It allows to perform jobs that would normally require many different people to do at one time. It has advantages in the workplace, such as factory workers using the exoskeletons could lift large amounts of weight. It would allow more work to get done. The benefits of this technology can help the paralyzed individuals to walk endlessly, improves their health because the body is meant to work in an upright posture, and it helps people psychologically. It can improve their self-esteem because they are no longer living a life below everyone. I feel the drawbacks of the exoskeleton would be because it could be very expensive, because you would have to custom fit every single exoskeleton to every patient that would be getting it in the medical field. It could, with someone who has muscular dystrophy or tissue damage, it could provide too much support for these type of people with this issue. With this too much support, the patient will never be required to use the damaged tissue, and therefore it won't help to rehabilitate it. It does not provide enough assistance, then pretty much is totally useless in the beginning. As I said before, the workforce, yeah, it will help a one man do what many men would have to do at one time as lifting boxes, but at the same time there will be a lot of jobs lost because of this pace of technology. So what about neoevolution? Neoevolution is a pretty interesting theory. We can perfect ourselves by changing certain things in our bodies. We could manipulate different sorts of animals or just any organism to anything we want to make it either glow or maybe have a certain facial feature. There was an article by Paul Wolpe. He ended up talking about, like, if we had a Pets R Us. If you want a dog, you can get a head of a dachshund, a body of a golden retriever, maybe some pink fur, and let's make it glow in the dark. He also states that does industry get to create creatures who, in their milk and in their blood and in their saliva and other body fluids, create the drugs and industrial molecules we want, and then warehouse them as organic manufacturing machines? Do we get to create organic robots where we remove the autonomy of these animals and turn them just into our playthings? He also talks about how certain bugs, such as this beetle or an insect that this scientist had, and this scientist made it where he can control the insect. Is that morally right? what about in the future? Are we going to be able to control humans? According to an article by Bess, he states that we are psychologically unprepared for what is actually far more likely to happen. Over the coming centuries, some of us, perhaps many of us, will increasingly merging with our machines, and while at the same time modifying our own biology in deeper ways. By the year 2050, our society is likely to include a wide variety of truly hybrid beings, part genetically modified human, part machine. And everything that he says, I feel like we aren't psychologically ready. I feel like we have a lot of preparation to do to think about what we're going to do to certain animals, to organisms, to us. We can go too far as in to lose all the morals we do have or ethics we do have today. Bess also states that this will demand a great deal from us as individuals. It will require that we educate ourselves about the underlying science and monitor closely on the ongoing developments in the many areas of innovation. Most importantly, it will require that we clarify in our own minds the basic social, political, and moral values we wish to defend during this period of swift technological change. So our technology is changing rapidly, so he has a great point. We must educate ourselves before we even go further. I do feel with this ongoing technology and helping so many people with diseases and even cancer, what if we eliminated all these diseases and we had every little miracle technology to just get rid of it altogether? I feel like we would be overpopulated at a certain point. I feel like we're messing with Mother Nature in a sense. I feel like we should pursue some of this technology that we have created because if it has had great outcomes. It has benefited a lot of people, but at the same time, I feel like we shouldn't do some things we are doing, such as manipulating or making animals or insects do what we want. Lastly, I do think we should prepare ourselves and psychologically prepare ourselves and educate ourselves before we get into these different technologies that could change us for the better or for the worse. It could be for the worse.